that is a spiral of burnout. And it's what makes everything else feel harder than it already is. Hey, welcome back to the Better Life series. This is episode 5, and I'm Matt Meyer. And today we're diving into something that hits us all at some point. You know, it's those days where everything feels challenging or heavy. It's where even the small tasks feel like climbing a big mountain. And know this, you're not alone. I know so many people right now are experiencing this. So in this episode, we're talking about how to shift your mindset when everything feels hard, without toxic positivity, without pretending it's all fine, and without pushing yourself to burnout. So let's start with a question. Why do some days feel impossible even when nothing major is happening? All right, consider this. And I think this is the reason, it's not always about what's on your plate. It's about what you're carrying, right? So it's not always about what's on your plate. It's about what you're carrying. Mental friction, brain noise. Man, it builds up over time. That stress, self-doubt, expectations, decision fatigue. It all takes a lot of mental energy. It's like having so many tabs open on your computer. It gets confusing. It gets stressful. And your mindset, your inner dialogue starts to slip without you even noticing. You go from, man, I've got this, to, whew, this is too much, to, why can't I just get it together? What is wrong with me? And that is a spiral of burnout. And it's what makes everything else feel harder than it already is. But this is what I have found over the years working with students and my team and coaching people through my programs, is we can interrupt that spiral, that burnout spiral, but not by forcing a smile, but by using small, powerful shifts in how we relate to the moment. So let me quickly share something from my own life, because there was a stretch, and I talk about my own life all the time, and I hope you can relate to it, because again, I'm just an average guy, but there was this time after I left my leadership role, my W-2, and jumped into being my own boss. It felt like I was carrying a backpack full of bricks, man. On the surface, I was doing pretty good, making moves, buying properties, had a consulting business. But on the inside, I felt anxious. I felt unmotivated and disconnected. I would sit down at my desk and feel kind of frozen. Everything felt hard. Writing a stupid tiny email felt hard. Even returning a call from a potential client felt hard. Even when deciding to eat a snack or lunch, that was a difficult task. And what made it worse? I was judging myself the whole time. What's wrong with you, I would say. That inner dialogue, right? Other people are doing more. Why can't I? I'm supposed to be the leader. Snap out of it, right? But here's the thing, knowledge isn't enough. And what I needed was a practice and permission to start small. And that's when I went back to my notes, to my coaching notes, back to the mindset tools I used to teach. And one by one, I started using them on myself. And that's what I want to share with you now. These are 3 mindset shifts that help me move from stuck and spiraling to clear, calm, and back in control. Back to being able to think and accomplish tasks. And these are gentle, realistic, and doable, even on your worst day. So what I'll call shift number 1, what would this look like if it were easy, right? That's the first shift. What would this look like if it were easy? When I'm overwhelmed, my first instinct is to brace for a battle, but that tightens the resistance even more. And this question does the opposite. It interrupts the pattern and invites curiosity. What would this email look like if it were easy? What would this morning routine look like if I wasn't trying to impress anyone? And what would this next hour look like if I gave myself grace and sat in peace? It's all about dropping the weight of whatever you're dragging behind you, right? It gives your brain a new direction. You can find flow. Find it, not friction, flow. So when everything feels hard, and this is the second shift, you got to zoom out to purpose, right? We often lose that perspective. We get tunnel vision. Everything's urgent. Everything's personal. Everything's heavy. This is where I zoom out and ask, why does this matter? What's the bigger picture? Is this aligned with what I actually want? For example, when I was stuck writing content for my coaching business, it felt like a chore until until I reminded myself, this isn't about a post. This is about reaching someone who feels like I used to feel and showing them there's a way out, man. There's a whole new world out there. And when you zoom out, you shift from task mode to mission mode, man, that re-energizes everything. I love helping people now. I love doing what it takes. The third shift is motion before emotion. Motion before emotion. I like that. Sometimes you don't need to think differently. You just need to move. I mean, I had a client who was stuck in a loop of indecision and stress, and I told her, just set a 10-minute timer. Just walk. That's it. She did. And when she came back, she said, wow, man, I don't feel as stressed. I feel like I can actually deal with this now. One small action, man, it created momentum. She set everything aside, set a 10-minute timer on her iPhone, and she went for a walk and then came back. And that's a momentum shift. And it's a shift in your mindset. So when everything feels hard, just ask, what's one thing I can do in the next 5 minutes that moves me forward? Maybe it's make tea or walk or write the first sentence, then pause. And notice how your brain starts to catch up. Recovery between tasks should be a non-negotiable. I'll say it again. Recovery between tasks should be a non-negotiable for your day. So here's why these mind shifts work. And even when life feels heavy, is because your brain believes the story you tell it. If the story is, this is too much, I can't handle this, your body's going to shut down. You're going to feel that tension. But if you shift the lens just a little, your nervous system will respond. You don't have to fake positivity. You just have to create enough space to breathe, move, and reset. And these aren't mental tricks. They're real tools. They're tools I use every day. Because even now, I have tough days. They come. But the difference is I have a system that catches me up before I spiral. So if everything feels hard right now, I want you to pause. Just pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what would this look like if it were easy? Why does this even matter? What's one small action I can take right now? I mean, these aren't magic words, but they are invitations. Invitations to your brain to shift from resistance to flow. And if this helped you, I would love to hear from you. Just drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know if you've practiced this and what kind of shift you're seeing. Because I believe there are people out there who need this. So share this video and be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. It'll help the channel. And just know this, you're not alone. You're not alone out there. You know, Average Matt here with a whole set of limiting beliefs that I've worked on and eliminated, and I've got some tools to help. So that's me. I hope to see you in the next episode. This was episode 5, and this is the Better Life series. Take care. Stay strong.